The other thing was, because that time I was very young, I also looked small. As she said, I'm just a boy. I thought she's older than me. So when I asked her age, I found we are age mates. We just same year, almost same months. So I'm like, okay, maybe God is leading me to her. We are still preaching. We are still going to church meetings. We are still, I'm escorting her now for whatever. Then later it was one remaining. God had not spoken. And I'm so much addicted to God leading me to things, hearing his voice, or using somebody telling me, the Lord, I was praying, the Lord said this to me, something like that. I really believe in that, confirmation of what I'm doing. So I'm like, everybody is confirming minus God, and you know God is supreme. That time after my brother has given me a go ahead, I went ahead now and approached her, and I'll tell you how it went. So, but let me fast forward on how the Lord confirmed. We had just visited, because we had already approached her, we have started dating. We went to visit a couple, friends of ours in the church. And then when we went to visit that couple, I arrived earlier. So when I got into the house, their mother was there. I didn't know she was a prophetess, a woman of God. We had never met. So in Kariobangi South, where we used to live, all brethren then used to call me my surname, Kimuli. So even this couple knew me as Kimuli. So when I entered in that house, this lady told that couple, Frank, this is Kimuli. And she said, Kimuli, listen to me. God has blessed you with a wife, and she's called Millicent. I've never had such a thing in my life. And I'm like, oh, maybe these guys have discussed me with this lady. And they are like, wow, this is amazing. And as we were actually going to tell them about our relationship, because we also needed some support from them. So this lady, by the time she's finishing telling me she's called Millicent, she's coming in. She has just knocked and she's coming. She said, look, this is a wife. And I'm like, okay, now God, I surrender. So that's how it was. But even when I was afraid, worried, didn't know what to do, what to say, she also got a conviction, but she could not approach me then. We didn't have that orientation of ladies approaching men. So what was happening?
Okay, for me, even before the issue of marrying, I had prayed God, because I'm brought up by a single mom. And I didn't want to lead that life. So I had prayed God, and I told God that in the course of time, I would like you to bless me with a husband. And now in that journey, I was also very cautious and very careful. And also I had my principles, what kind of a man that I want. And the most of all is somebody who is born again and a God-fearing person. By then, there were no the issues that we have today. If somebody is saved, is saved. And if it is fearing God, it is not like today that you're not certain about somebody who can tell you they are born again and yet they are not. Maybe they have just hidden in salvation for their own interest. So in the course of prayer, and when now the late bishop came, I started now looking him in another perspective. And somehow I got some conviction that he is the man. But you see, like what he has said, that you cannot tell him. So when he came, okay, I took some time to tell him yes, but deep within me I had a lot of peace.